Hello. Welcome to the weekly trend. Did it go live? Are we live? You can't see. There we are. Hey, welcome. I wanted to touch base with you guys. Super excited to share something new. A lot of you have asked me, I did a Facebook Live about closing on 3 properties. So I thought I would elaborate a little bit on that. You guys in the group get all the detail, all the juiciness. So with that being said, I wanted to let you know that one's already closed and 2 more to go. So, and this is holding property. This is not wholesaling. I'm holding property. I'm doing long-term rental and short-term rental. Those are my focuses. So if you guys have any questions about long-term and short-term, that's what they are. That's what I'm doing right now. And in the Facebook Live that I did on my personal profile, which I don't normally do there, it's just I had so many questions, so I thought I would do a live about asking me what I do and what I'm doing, and am I actually in the trenches and all of that. And yes, I am. I have a lot that I'm doing in real estate, as well as teaching my clients to do it, right? So I'm not a bobblehead speaking here. I'm actually in the trenches doing it and teaching my clients to do the same. So one of my clients I was just on the phone with, she's going on her 3rd property. So it's tangible for everyone to do who puts in the work ethic, right? I happen to be closing on 3 this week just because it all aligned that way. I didn't plan it that way. It just is. And I had mentioned that I would take you all on a journey of my properties. Just so you guys can see, like, not everything is unicorns and rainbows, first of all, but there is great unicorn and rainbow experiences that you get from it, right? You get to learn a new skill, something that will sustain you for creating your own retirement account, which is what this group is all about. Holding property, creating that cash flow, and letting that asset build over time so that you can retire when you desire, right? That is my main mission for you guys. So if you guys have any questions around that, let me know. But first and foremost, I wanted to start you a little bit on my journey. And part of my journey is for these particular properties, it starts with my why. It starts with my why. And I cannot tell you or stress enough to you how important your why is in creating your legacy, right? If you do not have a strong enough why, you're not going to be good at this. Period. Just stop. Do something else. Have somebody else go to a realtor, get property, close on it. Do it traditionally. Don't do creative real estate investing because it takes a little bit of girth to do it, right? There's things that go wrong. There's things that definitely go right. And there's things that you don't know, right? So I've been in it since 2000, so 23 years in this business, and there's still things that I don't know, right? It's a new state, there's new laws, there's different people you're working with, everyone has different work ethics. So maybe not necessarily new process, but new people that you're working with, right? So how do you learn to work with all these different personalities, Joanna? A lot of that's leadership, right? So up-leveling my leadership is how I get to play the game at a bigger level, right? That's a huge part of my program for my clients is leadership, taking responsibility, always doing their best, understanding that not everyone out there in the rest of the world does their best. And how do you work with that, right? You don't just go, and throw up your hands. How do you work with that? And it's a male-dominated industry. So how do you work with that as well as us women move forward? So a lot of variables in working in real estate investing. But my biggest why as to what I'm doing, not just for myself, but why I started coaching and helping clients to acquire their own properties. It starts with my struggle, right? I was trapped in an abusive relationship that I couldn't get out of. I was financially dependent on this relationship, stripped of all of my own personal stuff. And I swore I would never be in that situation again. And what keeps me building and going and training and all of the things that I do is I'm building my empire, right? My own economic independence. I'm always building on it, buying and selling all the time. But as each person comes into my program, y'all get to be my ripple in the world, right? Even if you just take a nugget from one of my trainings that you move it forward, you are all my ripple in the world, because I am standing as a source of a transformed world where we all get to create our own economic independence, not depending on a job, not depending on the government, God forbid, and definitely not depending on a partner, a spouse, a man, as some of us were raised in the 50s, you know, grow up and get married because the man will take care of you. No. So anyways, that's kind of my big why as to why I do what I do. And I know a lot of you have questions about, you know, some processes and what do you do if, and do's and don'ts, and a lot of those things we've been discussing. So I thought I would take you on a little journey on one of my houses. Two of them are far away that I'm closing on, so I'm not going to take you into those too much. But I have one that I'm really just going to let you see, like, how I purchased it. I found it offline. What are the numbers? You know, whatever questions you guys come up with, I'm going to put those out on the table and show you my journey, right? Because I'm not someone that puts lipstick on a pig. I'm not. I'm just not. I am that full rehab gut person. So I'm going to take that property and completely gut it and redo it. Okay. Complete rehab, remodel, makeover. And I do that because, first of all, I know the house is sound. This is why I cannot understand why people buy turnkey, because you don't know the kind of work that got done, right? I need to buy it. This is my my mindset is I need to buy it undone and needs rehab, because when I rehab it, I know it's going to be done correctly, right? I check my contractor's work. I say this is what, you know, needs or gets to be done, instead of buying a house and I'm like, look at the crappy work they did, you know? So I'm going to take you a little bit on that journey. So type journey in the comments if you're wanting to make sure that you get the notification of my journey. I think it would be exciting for you guys to learn and see all the different aspects of investing in real estate. And those of you that have closed on a couple of properties, some of you just have like one or two and you bought them traditionally. You're like, how do you do this creatively? Because none of this has been with any money out of my pocket. I did not have a credit hold. I did not have to qualify with the bank, and no money out of my pocket. So, and you guys could do the same. So this is what I'm training on. June 5th, by the way, is the challenge that I'll be training, the step-by-step that I take my clients on, right? It's just a 5-step process. Now we deep dive into it when you're part of my mastermind, but the whole process is dialed out for you in this 5-day challenge, right? Understanding your numbers, understanding where to find buyers, how to get funding, what does your market look like? All of those things we're going to be going over. So if you're wanting to understand more of how that works and to be a part of the journey, just type journey in the comments. And if you want to be a part of the challenge, I believe the link's in the banner at the top of the group. to join now. It starts on June 5th. So either way, whichever you guys want to do, it's fine. If you have any comments, questions, put them in the comments here in Facebook or send me a DM. I know that was a lot of instructions and you're going, okay, but what? Whatever you feel like, whatever you're called to do, just go ahead and leave me a comment so that I know that you're listening and I know you got it. Even just type value if you got some value, right? But let me know you're listening so that I can serve more and ask questions that puts me in the direction that serves you better. And look for my journey. I'll be giving that the details of those for you. And I'll see you in the next training. Bye.